Okay, so I think we're all set and we're ready to begin. Okay, so you're very, very welcome here to this video on talking about stress. And I'm assuming that you're really here because we've all dealt with stress at some stage or another in our lives. But I presume you're really here for the techniques that we can use to help ourselves move through the stress and come out the other end of it feeling stronger and more resilient. So, first of all, who am I? I'm Helen Doyle of Helen Doyle Therapy, and I help people to deal with those overthinking, stressful, anxious kind of ideas in their heads, or thoughts or feelings that run through the body, the emotions that they bring up. And I do this through the absolute medium of hypnosis, which works extremely well and gives long-term benefits to people who are dealing with stress. Okay, so what are we going to cover here today? Well, we're going to do a quick rundown on what to, just during this event here, we'll be talking about what stress is. We all really know what it is, but then we have acute stress, which is not that cute. It's acute stress, and chronic stress, which affects us as we go on through life. We're going to talk about practical techniques that would help us to deal with the stress in our lives. And then I'll also be giving you a guided meditation, which is very much geared towards showing you what a hypnosis session would be like in dealing with stress. Because I think some people actually have a fear of what hypnosis may be like. So, what is stress? Well, there are two kinds of stress. There is acute stress, which is something that just comes up quickly and it has to be dealt with there and then. It's to do with deadlines for people at work. It's to do with sort of emergency situations that brings up acute stress. And some people are excellent in dealing with acute stress, but it's after the situation they tend to just go, oh, and they're just exhausted probably after it. Acute stress is like in a situation like this where I've got to show up and be here on video. I've got to have myself in it brings up a sort of a level of stress, and that's okay because this is with a view to heightening my awareness and being on focus and on task, and that's fine because when this passes, I'm just back to relaxation again. But when we fall into the situation, which is chronic stress, which is stress that has built up over the years, which is ongoing from one situation to the next, and it becomes like a habitual pattern that forms in people's lives, then it's at that point that we really need the help of something like hypnosis, because that can get in there and stop that cycle of thought and emotion and just allow it to get that sense of ease in there. So chronic stress really is situations that can arise from work where you're meeting deadline after deadline and you seem to get very little break in between. It could be ongoing situations to do with relationships. It could be conflict with other people. It could be something really intense that has happened in your life and it is still playing out in your mind and in your feelings in your body. So chronic stress really is something that really does need to be dealt with. Why does that one need to be dealt with? It's not like the other one that just subsides naturally. Chronic stress, that's the one that tends to keep our cortisol and adrenaline levels high. The stress hormones keeps them buzzing in the body and they don't get a chance to regulate. And it's important that we allow those stress hormones to regulate again. So that chronic stress then creates a lot of issues for people in their lives, from things like headaches to high blood pressure, to mental fatigue, to the stress and tension that people hold in their bodies. And they'll tell you, oh, I feel so tight here, or my back is so tight, my stomach feels, and it affects digestive issues as well, problems with digesting food, toilet issues as well for some people. It can affect sleep patterns for people and can cause things like sleep disturbance, insomnia, and such like. So, what are the types of stresses that that tend to arise. Well, they could be environmental, where there's something to do in the neighborhood. Could be noise, could be pollution, could be the way people behave. It could be that people aren't feeling supported, and that there's no literally lack of social support or discrimination against people. But that also then you've got sort of other stress issues, like major life changes, for example. And some of those can be good and can be good stress, but some of those are negative and bring up a really intense feeling of can't cope. So it could be getting married. So that could be a lovely stress because there's a lot of excitement and buzz around it. But you still may need help to manage that stress. And getting a new job could be very exciting. But then on the other hand, those kind of things happening in one's life could lead to a buildup of negative stress as well. In fact, I'll tell you about a gentleman who came to me recently, and he was so excited at the age of 25 when he got his first mortgage. Just married, new baby had arrived, and they got their first mortgage. And from that time to this, he has been dealing, this is over 20 years, he's been dealing with such a level of stress that when he has to go anywhere, his immediate reaction is, where's the toilet? Will I be able to manage in this situation? Now, that for him was a real issue. So he's come to me to work on the stress that's been causing this. And he didn't even have tied it in with the fact that it was when he got that mortgage. So that whole sense of responsibility that came with that exciting time in his life, married, new baby, new house, so exciting. But wow, did that bring stress on him. And it got caught in his body. So he's now dealing with the aftermath of that, of no matter where they go, whether they're booking a holiday, whether he's bringing the kids to the near football field, he has to be sure that he can be able to manage his level of comfort. And so for working with this particular person, the first thing we're going to address is being able to lower those levels of adrenaline and cortisol in his body so that he can come back into that calm, relaxed sense of who he is. And it's so important to help a person just release stress that's running in the mind and in the body so that they can get back that sense of calm again. That has a huge knock-on effect in how they relate to other people. I mean, for that particular gentleman, it meant that he could relax more at home. And if one of the children decided, hey, let's go to the near park and bring all the dogs and let's have a great time, he's now able to say, okay, let's go. And the stress level has dropped so that he can manage his life in that sense. Other things like work, or it can be a combination where you're going from work to home to looking after family. And this happens for so many people. There's so much, and there's no sort of time out time for yourself. So I had, again, it was just a story for you that I worked with a lovely lady who was the CEO of her own company. She'd built it right up. She was married. She had two beautiful children. And the pressure of being in work all the time, of managing all of the deadlines at work and all of the communication with clients, and then going home and you've got other things to deal with. You've got family. Lunch boxes was the bane of her life, making lunches for the children for going to school. So we did one session together, and well, we did more, but after that very first session, she came to me and she said, Helen, I have had, and I have to get the words of this right for you, I have had the most ridiculously productive week you could imagine. And I had to laugh. I thought, well, what is a ridiculously productive week? It meant that the energy that had gone into her stressing and her worrying and her panicking had come right back, and she was now in a space that she could feel more relaxed, and she could spot times like when the children were having her breakfast, she was able to get one thing done which made her life easier for the day. She became way more productive and could cleverly see how she could help herself in certain situations. So being able to bring back those levels of cortisol and those levels of adrenaline and get that calm back into your life again. Wow, the benefits that you can gain from that are just huge. And you can do all kinds of techniques, and I'll do one or two of them with you in a moment. But they can be short-lived, actually, the other kind of techniques that are used when it comes to dealing with stress. Unless you practice your techniques on an ongoing basis and until you've learned them so well that if something happens and it creates stress to you, well, then you can actually access that technique and use it straight away. But for a majority of people, the techniques that are being used, they don't tend to work that well when the stress levels rise. And so they have to wait to come down a certain amount to then be able to calm themselves. So I'll go through a few of the techniques with you, but after that, I want to go through a nice short piece of just relaxation with you, which is based on how a hypnosis session would work. And because hypnosis access the subconscious mind, then the programming that's put in there, well, it's much more effective. Now, why is it more effective? Because number one, hypnosis can clear away the stressful thoughts and emotions and feelings, and we can allow those just to drift away during the actual hypnosis session. We can access the subconscious mind when that lovely relaxed state is there. And during that time, we can have an agreed plan that is then spoken. And you can listen to it, but it's the subconscious mind is taking it on board. The subconscious mind absolutely loves positive suggestions. So when you're giving those lovely positive suggestions to the subconscious mind, then it's even easier for the mind to relax, and it's even easier for the body to relax. But here's the beauty of it. It's even easier for the mind to accept that there is another way and that you can feel relaxed and that you can come right back down from any kind of stressful situation by being able to just tap right into it. And usually during a hypnosis session, we work with breathing techniques and we work with what we call grounding or anchoring techniques, so that is set into the subconscious. It's like it's super learned. And when a stressful situation arises, then immediately the person can just revert to that anchor and the breath. And immediately the body and mind know exactly, I'm okay. I can relax here. This is fine. So that is why hypnosis is, I suppose, it's one of the oldest therapies in the world, to be honest, but is also super, super effective in helping people deal with stress in their lives. So just to go through one or two just of the usual techniques, and they are lovely techniques. And one of them, I suppose, is mindfulness, which I love, and I teach mindfulness as well. But mindfulness is more so in the moment, and it's just, unless you've practiced it a lot, really, it can tend to lose its effect when something really stressful happens. So for mindfulness, if we just work on that one just right here, we work on what we call the senses, mainly visual, auditory, kinesthetic, the three more ones that are more frequently used, I suppose. So in that sense of mindfulness, you can just take a moment, and you can do it right now. Take a moment and notice 4 things that are blue. It reminds me of playing that game with small children, where you're playing that game and you're saying to the little children, I spy with my little eye. But this time as an adult, you're doing it for yourself. And you're just using mindfulness on using your eyes, the visual. You focus on 4 things that are blue. And as you look to see 4 things that are blue, your mind is busy. You could look and see, just listen for 4 different sounds that you can hear around you. It could be a clock ticking. It could be a dog barking in the distance. It could be traffic. So whatever those sounds are, you bring your attention to them, and you are allowing your mind and your body just to rest and be present in the now, which is really important for us. So that's the visual, that's the ordinary, the kinesthetic. What do you feel? So maybe 2 or 3 things that you can feel. Maybe there's a gentle breeze blowing because the door is open. Maybe you can sense the warmth from a light or the sunshine coming through. Whatever those feelings are, they are beautiful feelings. Maybe you sense your feet on the floor, or maybe you just sense the way your hands are holding your chin. And that is all perfect, because you're bringing all of that into your sense and into who you are. And that's mindfulness. And that is beautiful. But if somebody came with really sad news or difficult news, you'd forget your 4 things that were blue, and you'd forget about your different things that you heard, or you'd forget where you had your hands, and you could be off going, oh, my goodness, what's going on? So what is it that we can do to help ourselves remain more focused? Well, sometimes when we're releasing stress in the body, we can use movement. And I love to use movement and breath techniques with my clients when I'm working with them. Even something as simple as bringing your shoulders up, bringing them back, where you squeeze the shoulder blades together, releasing them down, and just going, ah. And when we're working during the day, we really should set our, use the phones that cause us stress at times, but use them to our advantage as well. And put a little reminder on it to say stop and do 3 shoulder stretches, 3 breaths. So just working with me here right now, let's do 3. Bringing the shoulders up, squeeze the shoulder blades back, dropping them down as you say, ah, that sense of letting go. Breathing in and bring them up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Releasing down, and you say, ah. And just one more time. Breathing in. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Dropping those shoulder blades down, as you say, ah. Again, another lovely way of bringing ourselves back into the now, because our body and mind are working together as well as the breath. And another lovely, lovely technique, I think, which is so important. When people are in their working lives and they're consciously working and dealing with stressful situations and deadlines and impact of stress upon them. Personally, I think nobody should go to sleep at night without doing a check-in. Now, when I say a check-in, you could just do it in your mind or have a little notebook beside your bed, and before you switch off for the night, write down or just think about them 3 things in your day that were lovely, that were good, that made you feel good. Because you're going to sleep in that sense of or goodness or gratitude. And I call that the gratitude journal. And so if you choose to write at night, choose 3 things. Now, those 3 things could be tiny in somebody else's mind, but to you, they could be very important. And it could be, yeah, I had a lovely cup of tea and I just got a chance to sit and drink it. Could be as simple as that. It could be that I sat for a few minutes and rubbed the dog or the cat or whatever you've got, and it just felt calming and relaxing. Or it could be I had a lovely drive to my friend's house. It was so pleasant, and the sun was shining for that few minutes, and it felt really comfortable. So writing in those 3 gratitude pieces every night begins to set your mind in a frame of looking for more lovely things in your life. And so at that stage, you're actually beginning to reprogram or hypnotize your own mind. I think the power of gratitude is absolutely amazing in people's lives. But today we're going to go a step further, because this is what I really love to do. And I really love to lead people in hypnosis so that they can begin to check in with themselves and really feel that lovely sense of who they are and, oh my God, how absolutely gorgeous and brilliant they are. And we all deserve a good tonic of that in our lives. And that's why I love this work. So today, and if you have any questions later on about any fear of hypnosis or anything, well, you can always put them to me. But once you try it or experience it, I think that'll allay a lot of your fears, to be honest. So during this session, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and to just listen in. And I'll take you through a nice guided meditation, and I'll explain a little bit of what happens. And it will be really, really lovely for you to sit and partake. So just sitting back there exactly as you are, just allow your eyes just to gently close down. And just bring your attention just to your feet on the floor. And just imagine that I'm placing a beautiful blanket, a gorgeous, gorgeous blanket of relaxation on your feet. Now, this can be any color blanket you wish. It can be so, so soft. You know, it might even remind you of the lovely kind of blanket that a mum would place on a little baby's feet. And sense that lovely sense of warmth and relaxation that comes from that blanket. And imagine now that I'm drawing that blanket onwards and upwards over your knees, over your thighs, all the ways up over your hands, up over your tummy, just resting there on your tummy. And your body is sensing that lovely feeling of comfort and calmness right beneath that lovely blanket of relaxation. And once again, then I'm going to draw that blanket onwards and upwards, up over your arms, on up over your chest, moving up to the area of your shoulders and your neck. And I'm just allowing that blanket now to rest across your shoulders and across your neck. And right now, your body is just absorbing that beautiful sense of comfort and relaxation from that beautiful blanket. So your entire body, from your shoulders, right down, right down, right down to the very tips of your toes, you're feeling comfortable, calm, and relaxed. and allowing that blanket just to rest on your shoulders, the feeling can continue to move. That feeling can continue to travel onwards and upwards, up through your neck and your throat, moving on up over your face, your mouth, your nose, sweeping across your cheeks, sweeping out into your ears, just allowing you now just to focus on my voice, sweeping onwards and upwards to your eyes. And you know, your eyes are so busy every day. Isn't it lovely that they get to rest right here, right now, in that lovely gentle darkness that hides behind the eyelids? So comfortable, so easy, and so relaxed. And allowing that relaxation then to travel up into the area of your forehead. If there's any tension or tightness now in the area of your forehead, just allow that to release, just to soothe out and soften. And relaxation then traveling over the top of your head, traveling right around the back of your neck, connecting again with the area of your shoulders. You feel the comfort of the chair behind you, beneath you, and that support holding you. So from the very top of your head, all the ways down, right down to the very tips of your toes. Your mind, your body, your breath are all just perfectly relaxed. And when we are doing this lovely deep relaxation and in this hypnosis, there are 3 things that I ask my clients to do. And the first thing I ask is that they follow my voice, just listening to the sound of my voice. And my voice will be a source of comfort and relaxation to you. And another thing I ask is that I ask sometimes for you to do some visualization, to use your imagination. And whatever way that works for you is perfect. Maybe you can see things in your mind very clearly. Maybe you just get sort of an image of them. Maybe you get a sense of what it possibly could look like. And any of that is perfectly fine, because that is your way of bringing up that image or that visual imagination. And so today, I'd like you to imagine a beautiful blue rose with dewdrops sparkling in the early morning sunshine on those petals. So pretty, so refreshing, so perfect. And one other thing I ask is that you get in touch with your feelings. And your feelings will come up very easily and very automatically for you. And just watch how well this works for you. Today, I'd like you to get in touch with the feeling of confidence. I'd like you to remember a time when you felt really, really confident. Sometime in your life when you were so pleased with something that you had done or something you had achieved. Now, some of my clients have been known to remember the first time they rode a bicycle, and they were so proud of themselves. Maybe others, when they passed a test or did a driving test or won an award, that was the time when they felt so, so wonderful. But then for others, it might have been a time when they got married or had a child. Whatever memory or picture comes into your mind right now, that is perfect for you. So you can remember a time when you felt confident. And so right now, be in that time. See what you saw then. Hear what you heard. Maybe somebody was congratulating you. You heard maybe music playing, who knows? And feel what you felt then, that beautiful feeling. Those gorgeous feelings, they can come flooding back right now. The feeling of being so confident, so well in yourself, so pleased with yourself. And this pleasant, relaxed experience that you are having right now, that can become a part of you and how you identify yourself. You can identify yourself as calm, relaxed, and confident in all situations. Because deep, deep within you, there is a reservoir of calm confidence. And you can access that calmness by taking in a lovely deep breath. And as you exhale, that calmness becomes evident in how you feel and how you act. And this happens because your deep breath is the way for your body to transmit a message that yes, it is okay to slow down, and it is okay to take things in your stride. And right now, just see yourself going about your daily life with that lovely confident composure, that lovely feeling of deep inner calm and peace. And remember that you can stop. If life gets hectically busy and something stressful seems to be on the way, you can stop. Stop whatever you're doing, and you can inhale deeply. And as you exhale, that lovely experience of your inner calm and that lovely sense of confidence that is deep within you will flow right throughout your body so that you know it is okay to slow down. And then, yes, you can take things in your stride. And in a moment now, I'll just count you right back again from 1 to 5. And that lovely sense of confident calmness will come right back to the surface with you, helping you enjoy each day and each moment of this day. So coming back again then, from 5 to 4 to 3. Your mind and body perfectly balanced. 2 and 1. Just coming right back now to everyday awareness with that lovely calm and confidence coming right back with you. So as you just check in within yourself there, you can sense that lovely feeling. And that's yours. It's natural feeling within you. And we all deserve to have that lovely comfort and ease and loving feeling within ourselves. So, coming to the end of our session here today, if you have any questions or anything, please do feel free to send them my way. Connect up with me. I would be delighted to hear from you. Just going through that session today, we covered various different topics. We talked about stress, what it's like, how it impacts us, techniques we can use. But I really wanted to emphasize the fact that hypnosis is really powerful in helping us overcome the stress and bring us back into that lovely calm that is naturally ours. Now, if this is something that you need to explore more, please feel free to connect with me. You can make a scheduled call with me. I have just a limited amount available for this week. And you can connect, drop a message, and I can answer your call or book a discovery call with you so we can talk and discuss how I can best help you move forward in your life so that you too can enjoy your life more. And yeah, feel free to check back on this recording again and do that lovely relaxation again, because in that way you're deepening. And I suppose that's the key to the success, is to continue to keep deepening that sense of exactly who you are. It's not who somebody else tells you you are. It's not what you think, oh, society would like me to be like this. No, it's you being your true self, exactly as you are. So, escape that chaos in your mind and embrace your own confident living. Use hypnosis to get you there faster. My name is Helen of Helen Doyle Therapy, and I would be delighted to help you. Thanks for joining me here today.